Samsung might be making a bold move with its future Ultra phone, and fans are divided. We're talking about the possibility of Samsung removing the built-in S Pen slot from the Galaxy S26 Ultra. Yes, the same S Pen that's been one of the key features of the Ultra series since the Galaxy S21 Ultra. And the reason behind this possible change? A bigger battery. Let's rewind a bit. Earlier this year, Samsung made headlines when it removed the Bluetooth features from the S Pen on the Galaxy S25 Ultra. That decision left many people wondering, is Samsung slowly phasing out the S Pen from the Ultra line? Now, fresh rumors from China suggest that Samsung might take it a step further with the Galaxy S26 Ultra by removing the S Pen slot altogether. Why would Samsung do this? According to the leak, the company is seriously considering this step to make room for a larger battery in the Ultra model. And honestly, this might not be a bad idea. The Galaxy S Ultra lineup has been using the same 5000 mAh battery since the Galaxy S20 Ultra was released back in 2020. That's 5 years of no battery size upgrade. While Samsung has improved battery life through better chipsets and more efficient software, fans have still been hoping for an actual battery capacity boost. If Samsung removes the S Pen slot, that space could be used for a bigger battery, potentially giving users longer screen-on time, better endurance, and overall more power to get through the day without needing a charge. For people who rely heavily on their phones throughout the day, that's a tempting trade-off. But not everyone is going to be happy. For loyal fans of the S Pen, this news might be disappointing. The built-in stylus has always been a signature feature of the Ultra series. It's there when you need it, just a click away, and it adds a level of convenience and functionality that sets the Ultra apart from other flagship phones. If the S Pen is removed from the phone body, Samsung might still offer it as an accessory, much like it does for the Galaxy Z Fold 6. In that case, you have to buy the S Pen separately and carry it around, which isn't ideal for everyone. It's certainly less convenient, and there's always the risk of misplacing it. So here's the big question. Would you choose a built-in S Pen or a bigger battery? Samsung is likely weighing the pros and cons. On one hand, offering a larger battery after 6 years could win a lot of praise, especially from users who value long battery life. On the other hand, removing the S Pen slot could upset many longtime fans who've grown used to the stylus being part of the Ultra experience. It's also worth noting that this change, if it happens, would align with Samsung's recent focus on making slimmer, more compact devices. Removing the S Pen slot could free up internal space not just for battery, but also help in refining the phone's design. Thinner, lighter phones are a trend across the industry, and Samsung is clearly trying to stay ahead. Still, nothing is confirmed yet. This is all based on early leaks and rumors from sources like Weibo, and Samsung hasn't officially said anything. But if the company is seriously thinking about this change, it will have to handle it carefully. This kind of move could divide the fanbase and potentially affect how the Galaxy S26 Ultra is received. One possible middle ground could be selling to variants, one with a built-in S Pen and a smaller battery, and another without the S Pen but with a larger battery. That way, users can choose what matters more to them. But such a strategy would also increase production complexity and costs. So far, the Galaxy S Ultra line has been known for packing everything into one powerhouse device: the best camera, best display, top performance, and, of course, the S Pen. But now, Samsung might be considering trimming things down a bit too. Prioritize what users want most. At the end of the day, it's a balancing act. If Samsung does remove the S Pen slot from the Galaxy S26 Ultra, it'll be a big shift. It'll mean the S Pen becomes optional again, like it was before the S21 Ultra, and fans will have to decide, do they want longer battery life, or the convenience of an always accessible stylus? Let us know your thoughts. Would you be okay with carrying the S Pen separately if it meant your phone could last longer on a single charge? Or is the built-in S Pen a must-have feature for you? Either way, Samsung has a tough choice ahead. Let's see how it plays out. Samsung may be getting ready to roll out the Stable One UI 8 update for the Galaxy S25 series, and it looks like things are moving faster than expected. According to the latest information, a new firmware for the Galaxy S25 Ultra has shown up on Samsung servers, and here's the interesting part. It doesn't carry the beta tag anymore. This means it might already be the stable version of One UI 8 or at the very least, a strong release candidate. While there's no official confirmation from Samsung just yet, the new firmware is a big sign of progress. Usually, Samsung labels beta firmware versions with a Z in the build number, but in this new update, the build number starts with a B, specifically BYFB. That switch from Z to B is an indicator that Samsung no longer sees this build as a beta version. This might mean that the update is already stable and could soon be released to the public. Now, to be clear, Samsung might still choose not to push this firmware to regular users right away. However, the move to a non-beta build tells us one thing for sure: One UI 8 is almost ready. And this is especially exciting for Galaxy S25 users, who could be among the first to experience the new software without having to wait for months of beta testing. There's also some speculation that the official One UI 8 rollout could happen around the same time as the launch of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Galaxy Z Flip 7, with Samsung's big Unpacked event coming up soon. This theory makes a lot of sense. And because One UI 8 isn't a major overhaul, it brings only a handful of new features, it's easier for Samsung to finalize and release it alongside their new foldables. So, what's actually new in this latest One UI 8 build? Thanks to some inside sources, we got access to the firmware and installed it on a Galaxy S25 Ultra. At first glance, it doesn't look like Samsung has added any completely new features that weren't already announced, but a few previously announced features are finally starting to work as expected. For example, there's a new lock screen clock style. This clock can now adjust its shape and position depending on your wallpaper. It's a small touch, but it adds a nice dynamic feel to the lock screen. Then there are wallpaper suggestions, which are now based on the images you've saved in your gallery. So instead of scrolling endlessly to find a good wallpaper, One UI 8 will recommend ones that fit your style from your existing photos. Another feature that now works properly is live captions during phone calls. This can be super helpful for users who are hearing impaired or just need to read what's being said when they can't hear clearly. The captions appear in real time during calls and help make conversations more accessible. Of course, these aren't groundbreaking features, but they do add polish and usability to the Galaxy S25 experience, and since the beta versions of One UI 8 were already running quite smoothly, it's no surprise that Samsung is close to wrapping things up with a final version. The update seems focused more on refinement than reinvention, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. One UI 8 may not be filled with flashy new features, but it improves and stabilizes the experience that Samsung users already enjoy. If Samsung continues at this pace, Galaxy S25 users might get the stable One UI 8 update very soon, maybe even before the new foldables are officially announced. To sum it up, the signs are pointing to a stable release of One UI 8 for the Galaxy S25 series very soon. A firmware version without the beta label has appeared, and key features are now functional. While Samsung hasn't officially announced the rollout date, all hints suggest it could line up with the launch of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Z Flip 7. That's all the news for now. We'll keep a close eye on any new developments and let you know the moment Samsung confirms anything officially. Make sure to stay updated because the stable One UI 8 might land on your Galaxy S25 sooner than you think.